After a day of talks at a summit in Brussels, EU leaders have called for a pause in the fighting between Israel and Hamas in order to get aid to the civilians in Gaza.
The aid needs to reach Gaza unhindered and quickly. The 56 tons of aid that our two first humanitarian flights brought to Egypt have now been delivered to Gaza. This is important, but of course, more is needed.
The declaration issued at the summit calls for the establishment of humanitarian corridors and pauses, rather than a ceasefire.
It is very necessary that there will be humanitarian pauses because it is absolutely necessary that there is more humanitarian aid and that people get help.
It follows days of disagreement, with some member states unable to decide with the language used in the declaration.
We mightn't use the exact same language as the United Nations uses, but I hope we will, as the European Union, call for a humanitarian ceasefire, a humanitarian pause. I'm not obsessed about what language we use. What we want is the killing and the violence to stop.
But the 27 member states are far from united. Countries like Spain, the Netherlands, and Belgium were more critical of Israel's actions.
And it's normal that Israel has a right to defend its population and to take actions to prevent future terrorist attacks. But that means focusing on Hamas. That is never an excuse for blocking a whole region. It can never be an excuse for blocking humanitarian aid. It can never be an excuse to starve a population.
Joined through a video call, Ukrainian President Zelensky urged leaders to prevent international fire from occurring in the Middle East.
I would like to emphasize unity with regard to the situation in the Middle East. Charles said about it, and we must do everything to prevent an even larger international fire from breaking out in the Middle East.
Battling his own war against Russia, Zelensky made it clear that both wars would be a great threat to the stability in Europe.